Yo, what's up, peoples? This is your boy, Horu30, coming at you again with some more Uncharted 4 multiplayer. And today I'm playing in the beta test for Classic mode. This is the new mode that they've been trying to get everybody all hyped up for. Like around a week or so ago, a friend of mine actually informed me that they were adding this mode, and then I got a little, well, slightly excited, I guess you could say. I was like, yes, it can be just like Uncharted 3 and Uncharted 2 all over again. And it's like, oh, this is so awesome. Now I can get kills without people getting revived and coming back to kill me and all this other stuff. And oh yeah, weapon pickups, that's so amazing and so cool. But then I thought to myself, well, that won't really change the core gameplay now, will it? I mean, yeah, it'll be like Uncharted 2 and stuff, but that doesn't mean that it's gonna be any better than it already is now, you know? It's just a game mode. That's not really gonna change anything. I mean, when you look at it in essence, what is this classic mode all about? Well, aside from Team Deathmatch. In Team Deathmatch, you have the down system. People can be revived. There are the mysticals, there are the heavy weapons, the purchasables, the sidekicks. You have the money system going on. But in this classic mode, there's no money system, there's no mysticals, there's no sidekicks. That's all gone. It's all completely gone. However, as far as I'm aware, I think that the perks are still present, and also the mods are also still present. So yeah, because I'm picking up guns in this game, and I'm using the weapons that these players customized themselves. So the meta is still technically the same for this game. You see, I got the AK, the long gun, submachine gun, whatever, with the reload speed, and then I got the Arguable, whatever, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, with the clip size on it. So it seems like, I mean, yeah, it's better in theory, and I'm not really sure how the spawning works, that they like remove wave spawning or something. I'm not sure, but the thing is that once you kill somebody, you don't get any more downs, you just get the KOs. So that's good in theory, but like I was saying earlier, that does not change the inherent meta of this game. In a previous video, I talked about how some of the weapons were stronger than others, and you know, blah blah blah. Like some weapons shoot faster. Like the most obvious example is the HS-39 versus the AK-47. The AK-47 fires extremely slowly, even though it supposedly hits rather hard. It fires so slow that it doesn't matter how hard it hits unless you get like headshots or whatever. But guess what? It fires so slowly that if the HS user can has decent aim or has the recoil mod on or whatever, then 9 times out of 10 they're going to kill you so fast that it's gonna be like you never shot them at all. And believe me, this has happened to me several times. I've seen this happen to others in several games. That is why I do not recommend that anyone ever uses the AK. However, you have the FAL. The FAL is a pretty decent gun at mid to long range, and if you get a headshot, a burst fire headshot with the thing, then you can do some serious damage. In fact, if an entire team is running nothing but the FAL, then that team is going to have like their kill count and their like efficiency is going to be extremely high. All it takes is literally like 3 people shooting at you with the FAL, and you're gonna be pretty much done, because the accuracy is top notch. It fires relatively fast. There's almost no recoil whatsoever. It's a good gun. You can be sure that all of your shots are going to hit, and if your accuracy is good, or if you land a stray headshot or whatever, then the damage is going to be excessive. Let's see, the people that like to run up close and do damage up close, usually those sorts of guns have rather horrendous recoil. So you have to think about, you know, what kind of gun are you using, what ranges, and am I going to be using these guns at? How am I going to play with the other players on my team? Am I going to be playing alone? Am I going to be playing in a party? Are the players that I'm currently playing with laggy? Do they have good teamwork? Do they suck? Are they trash? You know, it's all these things factor into whether you play a good game or not. And like I was saying before, no matter how good you are, it's not determined on your skill. It's actually not based on skill at all. It's actually based on weapon efficiency and loadout efficiency. So what you gotta understand is that if you want to do good in this game, you need to have the best possible loadout for not only your playstyle, but also the playstyle of the players on your team and the playstyle of the players on the enemy team. There was this time that I was involved in a match where I believe that the entire enemy team was using nothing but sniper rifles, or there was a lot of people on the enemy team sniping. It was at least three plus people sniping. So that made me say, okay, I need to switch my loadout because these people keep sniping me. Well, not me, but the whole team. And I have to change my loadout so that I can give my team a chance to actually get in there and shoot them, because the people on my team were not moving up at all. They were just sitting there looking stupid, just, you know, getting sniped and picked off from afar, and I'm over here trying to get behind the guys so that I can give my team a fair chance at killing these snipers. So I try to run behind them, but guess what? They're sniping me. They expect me to come to them. They're sniping me before I even get close. So I'm like, God damn it, I'm tired of this. Tired of them sniping me. So I said, fuck this shit. I'm just going to switch to a loadout which has like the smoke bomb or some shit. So I threw the smoke, and that just fucked up their whole strategy. Like, you gotta do shit like that sometimes if you want to win, you know? It's all about strategy. Like, you guys can't snipe me unless you mark me, like, through the smoke. So I'm gonna use the smoke to cloud my actions and then sneak up behind you. So yeah, you guys can get kind of uncomfortable with me approaching you, and you basically can't aim at me at all. Alright, so sometimes you have to get used to switching your loadout. Sometimes you have to get used to constantly testing different weapons and knowing their strengths and weaknesses. It's very important that you know what your opponent is using at all times. That way you can have even the slightest advantage over them. Let me give you a really quick scenario. Let's say that I'm sniping at you from far away, and my aim is pretty decent. I'm not like a headshot king or whatever, but let's say that if you stick your head out long enough, I'm going to pop you and you're going to die. So you don't want to have your head out for any longer than maybe, what, like 1 to 3 seconds. Actually, having it out for 3 seconds is dangerous. Let's just say 1 to 2.5 seconds. Or just 2 seconds, 1 to 2 seconds. So you don't want to have your body exposed for too long, because I'm just going to snipe the shit out of you. But you're using like the XCR or the P90 or some shit, so you need to get close to me for your weapon to be effective. But I'm all the way far away sniping at you. Okay? So your weapon is basically useless at the range that I'm using the sniper rifle at. But that's why I'm sniping you, because I don't want to get close to you. And I'm keeping my distance so that I can get easier snipes, because I know that the large majority of the weapons in this game do not work at long range, okay? In Uncharted 4, long-range weapons are a rarity. They're rather small. Only a few weapons can do decently at long range. I'm going to list them right now. Now, let's talk about the long guns first. They would be the first one that comes to mind is one of my favorite weapons. The shit, what was it called? The Meddler And then right behind that, obviously everybody knows this gun right off the back of their hands. The FAL, you know, the gun that pretty much everyone is going to use if they want to try harder, if they want to win a game. The FAL is a very strong gun when used at the right ranges and when your aim is on point. Like, the FAL is so good, you might not even have to use heavy weapons at all. Like, that's how good the FAL is. If your aim is good, just use the FAL or use the mailer. That's how this game works. Because look, if you're using these weapons at the optimal ranges, like I said, not only can people never shoot you, but because they have a scope, your accuracy goes up tremendously, because now you can get all kinds of crazy shots that most people in the game can't get if they're not using those weapons. And people are really scared when they see you bust out the FAL or someone's using the mailer, because at certain longer ranges, those players are dangerous. You can't touch them. You cannot shoot these long range players. Alright? Their accuracy is top notch. A few shots and you're pretty much done. Like, in a 1v1 fight, you do not want to get handled at FAL and mailer ranges, because if you're using an HS and you're not using like you're not, you know, you're not tapping the fire button, then not only are your shots all going to be like completely inaccurate, you're never going to land any shots at all, unless like you have the recoil mod on or some shit, or you're tapping, like, you know, like tap tap tap, like on some semi-auto shit. So it's very important that you know what guns you're using and you're playing your guns at the right ranges, because if you're not playing your guns at the right ranges, then not only are you going to nerf your overall damage, then you're not going to get any kills at all, and you're not going to be a help to your team. That's why in this game you see a lot of people try to run up behind you and try to get those easy kills, because usually people that run up from behind are either using a build that allows them to flank you more accurately, or they're using a build that's pretty crappy and they don't know how to play the game any other way, so they just run up behind you because they don't know what the hell they're doing. You know, so anybody can run up behind you. That does not make you a good player at all. Like, I've had people try to run up behind me so many times, I just check behind like every 2 or 3 seconds, like, yo, are they trying to sneak up behind me now? Because the spawning in this game is freaking stupid. Like, they have you spawn behind the entire enemy team, and it's so stupid. Sometimes you spawn behind them yourself, and sometimes you actually spawn in front of the whole team yourself. So their spawning system is also kind of dumb. So, do I believe that that classic mode is going to make this game any better? No, I don't, because the core gameplay is still the same. Classic mode isn't going to change anything. The only thing it's going to do is make the skill levels of the players in the rooms that much more apparent. It's just going to be a freaking team shoot fest of campers that, you know, hoggle behind all the heavy weapons, and whoever gets the first heavy weapon, you know, basically wins. It's not even a game of skill, because there are groups of people in this game that are not good players at all, and their skill levels become very apparent with time. Alright?